It's official, Love Island USA Season 7 is over, but fans aren't ready to move on just yet. The finale may have crowned winners, but the reunion is where the real story begins. On Monday, August 25th, Peacock delivered what millions had been waiting for, the Season 7 reunion. Hosted by Ariana, Madix, and Andy Cohen, this was the one night where the cast couldn't hide behind editing, couldn't escape tough questions, and couldn't smooth over the drama with a flirty smile. This was reality TV, unfiltered. From shocking absences to explosive confrontations, from rumors of cheating to the long-awaited return of the infamous heart rate challenge, the reunion had everything fans were hoping for, and more. Today, we're breaking it all down. From the winner's rocky path after the villa, to which Islanders refused to show up, to the fireworks that lit up the stage in New York City. This isn't just a recap. This is the full story of how the Love Island USA Season 7 reunion became one of the most dramatic in franchise history. The end of Season 7 left viewers buzzing. Amaya Espinal and Brian Arenales walked away crowned as winners and pocketed the $100,000 prize. On paper, they were the golden couple, the ones who had beaten the odds, survived the villa drama, and convinced America their love was real. But even before the reunion was filmed, cracks in their fairy tale were showing. Rumors on Instagram and TikTok claimed Brian had been spotted flirting with women outside the villa. Amaya, meanwhile, appeared in cryptic posts about trust and betrayal. Fans immediately began speculating. Was the winning couple already in trouble? And they weren't the only ones under the microscope. Runner-up couples were equally shaky. Iris Kendall and Pepe Garcia Gonzalez, for example, became the subject of a viral Snapchat leak accusing Pepe of cheating. By the time the finale aired, Iris had unfollowed him on Instagram, and fans knew their reunion appearance would be tense, if they showed up at all. Then there was the looming absence of Sierra Ortega, once considered a breakout star. Her name became linked to controversies outside the villa, including a resurfaced DUI arrest that tabloids pounced on. Fans quickly realized that if she didn't attend the reunion, her absence would speak louder than any apology. Social media didn't help. TikTok fan edits and Twitter debates only amplified the drama. Hashtags like #BrianAnamaya and #PepeExposed trended in the weeks leading up to August 25th. Even casual viewers who hadn't tuned in all season were suddenly curious. The hype was reaching a boiling point. By the time the reunion trailers dropped, showing blurred-out text messages, tense body language, and Ariana Madix gasping in shock, the anticipation had reached an all-time high. For fans, the countdown wasn't about who had won the season. It was about who would survive the reunion. Producers knew the reunion needed strong hosts to match the cast's fiery personalities. Enter Ariana Madix and Andy Cohen. Ariana brought with her the perfect blend of empathy and sharp-tongued honesty. After her very public breakup on Vanderpump Rules, she became a symbol of strength for women who've been wronged. Her presence at the reunion signaled that no one would get away with excuses, especially when it came to cheating rumors. Andy Cohen, on the other hand, has mastered the art of the reunion showdown. As a longtime face of Bravo reunions, he knows how to stir the pot without losing control. With Andy on stage, fans were guaranteed tough questions, uncomfortable silences, and the kind of dramatic receipts moments reality TV thrives on. Together, they were the ultimate tag team. Ariana provided heart and perspective. Andy brought pressure and accountability. The Islanders didn't stand a chance against their combined energy. Then came the location. Instead of the sunny backdrop of California, producers chose to film in New York City on August 12th. The choice wasn't accidental. New York carries a certain raw energy, a gritty, unfiltered atmosphere that perfectly mirrored the kind of reunion producers wanted. It wasn't about glamour, it was about truth. Behind the scenes, tension was sky high. According to insiders, some contestants refused to sit next to each other in the green room. Others rehearsed statements as though they were preparing for a courtroom trial. It was clear reputations and future influencer deals were on the line, and Peacock leaned into that tension. The reunion trailers promised chaos, teasing shocking confessions and emotional outbursts. Ariana's dramatic gasp, featured in almost every promo, became a meme before the episode even aired. By the time the special hit streaming, fans knew they weren't just watching a reunion. They were watching reality TV history unfold. One of the first things fans wanted to know was simple: who actually showed up to the reunion? After all, attendance isn't just about being present, it's a statement. When the episode kicked off, most of Season 7's familiar faces walked onto the stage. The finalists were all there, as expected. Amaya Espinal and Brian Arenales sat front and center, their body language scrutinized by viewers from the moment they entered. On the surface, they looked united. But fans were quick to notice subtle cues: Amaya's crossed arms, Brian's nervous smile, that hinted not everything was perfect. Other finalists, including the runner-up couples, came in determined to prove their relationships were still intact. Some managed to look convincing, others not so much. The tension in the room was palpable, and fans at home could feel it through their screens. But the bigger story wasn't who was there, it was who wasn't. The most glaring absence was Sierra Ortega, a polarizing figure during her time in the villa. She had become even more controversial after leaving. Reports of a DUI arrest resurfaced online, along with unflattering headlines that cast her in a negative light. Rather than face uncomfortable questions on stage, Sierra opted to skip the reunion altogether. Her absence left fans divided. Some argued it was a wise move to avoid further embarrassment. Others saw it as cowardly, pointing out that reunions are supposed to be about accountability. Either way, her empty chair spoke volumes. Then there was the mystery surrounding Iris Kendall and Pepe Garcia Gonzalez. Leading up to the reunion, their relationship had unraveled publicly thanks to a Snapchat scandal alleging Pepe had cheated. Fans fully expected fireworks between the two on stage. Instead, they got nothing. Iris and Pepe didn't show up. The explanation? According to insiders, both declined the invitation, citing personal reasons. But fans weren't buying it. Many speculated that their no-show was simply damage control, an attempt to avoid having their private mess dissected in front of millions. Despite these absences, the cast that did attend delivered enough drama to keep fans glued to the screen. The night wasn't about empty chairs, it was about the fiery exchanges that followed. If fans tuned in hoping for fireworks, they didn't have to wait long. The reunion quickly devolved into one of the most heated episodes in Love Island history. The biggest storm centered around Shelley, Huda, and Olandria. Their tense triangle of arguments during the season had spilled over onto social media after filming, with all three posting cryptic tweets and Instagram stories about bullying, fake friendships, and betrayal. Fans wanted answers, and Ariana Madix made sure they got them. From the moment Shelley spoke, the tone was set. She accused Huda of ganging up on her in the villa, creating what she called a toxic clique. Huda fired back, denying the accusations and insisting Shelley was twisting the truth for sympathy. Olandria, caught in the middle, tried to mediate but quickly got pulled into the fray. Andy Cohen fanned the flames, pressing each of them for specifics. At one point, he pulled out actual social media posts from the cast, reading them aloud on stage. The crowd gasped as old wounds reopened in real time. The fight wasn't just about petty insults. It cut to the core of how women navigate competition, friendship, and betrayal under the microscope of reality TV. Shelley broke down in tears, Huda raised her voice, and Olandria sat with her arms crossed, exasperated. It was raw, messy, and impossible to look away. But that wasn't the only confrontation of the night. Several other Islanders clashed over lingering issues. One argument erupted over Casa Amor, whether certain contestants had gone too far during the notorious test of loyalty. Another heated exchange involved accusations of playing the game for clout rather than genuine connections. The climax of Chapter 4 came when Ariana directly asked, "Were you here for love, or were you here for followers?" The silence in the room was deafening. A few Islanders tried to defend themselves, claiming their feelings were real. Others dodged the question entirely. By the end of the segment, it was clear. This reunion wasn't about happy endings. It was about exposing cracks, challenging narratives, and forcing contestants to face uncomfortable truths. Of all the storylines leading into the reunion, none loomed larger than the rumors surrounding Brian Arenalis. He and Amaya had won season 7, but reports suggested Brian hadn't exactly been loyal once filming ended. Fans demanded answers, and the reunion didn't disappoint. Midway through the special, Ariana Madix turned to Brian with a pointed question. "Let's talk about the rumors. Did you cheat on Amaya?" The room went silent. Amaya's expression tightened. All eyes were on Brian. After a long pause, Brian admitted to what he called a lapse in judgment. He confessed to texting and meeting up with another woman briefly after leaving the villa, though he denied anything serious had happened. His words did little to comfort Amaya, who sat stone-faced as the crowd reacted in shock. Cohen pressed him further, asking whether he'd lied to Amaya about it. Brian admitted he had downplayed the situation at first. That revelation hit harder than the cheating itself. For fans who had rooted for Amaya, the betrayal was devastating. Amaya spoke candidly, telling the host she felt humiliated, but was still deciding what their future would look like. She made it clear she wasn't ready to forgive or forget. It was a moment of raw vulnerability, and it instantly became the highlight of the reunion. The confession also drew parallels to past Love Island scandals. Fans compared Brian to previous winners who had flamed out quickly after leaving the villa. On Twitter, hashtags like #BrianExposed and #JusticeForAmaya trended within minutes. For Brian, the reunion may have marked the beginning of the end. For Amaya, it was a turning point. She walked away from the reunion not just as a reality TV winner, but as someone audiences rallied behind, a woman who deserved better. By the time the credits rolled, the Love Island USA Season 7 reunion had cemented itself as one of the most explosive in franchise history. Absences made headlines, confrontations went viral, and Brian's cheating confession became the bombshell moment fans will be talking about for months. More than just a reunion, the special reminded viewers why Love Island continues to dominate reality TV. It's not just about love, it's about drama, honesty, and the messy, complicated reality of human relationships under pressure. For Maya, the night marked a new chapter. For Brian, it was a fall from grace. For the rest of the Islanders, it was a chance to either rebuild their reputations or dig themselves deeper into controversy. And for fans, it was proof that the reunion isn't the epilogue, it's the real ending. With Season 8 already on the horizon, one thing is certain. If the reunion is any indication, Love Island USA isn't slowing down anytime soon. In fact, it's only getting bigger, messier, and more unmissable.